So the word count for that video is about 36,000 words, maybe
Whoa.
120 something thousand characters.
Maybe we'll
Talking about
publish it if you want to share it, man. Thank you
it's
for that.
it's like when I complete it, it's like 73% of the way through, but I studied it. Like
Wow.
it was like it was the Bible for clinical research for me. That was
Wow.
all that to say, yeah, you really helped me out a lot. And I pointed other people to your channel, to your podcast on Spotify, to your
Thank you.
LinkedIn page, to the YouTube page, and hopefully it's helped them out. There's no shortcuts. Like you are going to have to get the right experiences, whether you're a coordinator, regulatory, research assistant, maybe recruiting. There's different avenues. And the reason I shared the list is because we are allowed to share that list. And maybe not a lot of people know that. And maybe they're been coordinators or research assistants for a few years. They're trying to get their foot in the door. I would suggest or recommend, highly recommend, to expand your network. Go on LinkedIn. Like I think 60% of my network is CRAs, and that's when I was in regulatory.
That's
And,
when you were, because that's how you started, right? In regulatory.
and as a regulatory specialist, I was able to network with CRAs, project managers,
Mm.
project team leads, what have you, medical monitors, and really shine in my work and get things done. Whatever they needed executed, I got it done as quickly as I could. So it showed them like, okay, he's on top of his stuff. He's got his trackers and all that. And I built new things out for the company that I worked for at the time. That was Alliance Clinical Network. And we had sites from California to Texas. And we took everything. We took every indication.
Like a big site network.
Yeah. And
Private equity backed or
it's private. Yeah.
yeah.
There's 5 site directors, and then there's a CEO, and they used to work for, get this, they used to work for the Bank of America. I don't want to overshare.
I know who they are. I know who they are.
Yeah, and they
When you
decided
said B of A, I know who they are.
they're like, clinical research is our passion now. So they
Okay.
took all their
That's interesting because I'm getting into that PE space too, and so it ends up being a small world when you consolidate. The site
Mhm.
networks are big. It's decentralized certainly, and Brandon, look, I know you gotta go. You've been so nice to give
Well,
back
I can
to
hang out
Guru
for maybe
Nation.
5 more minutes.
Yeah, do you want to share your document that you're allowed to share and just show Guru Nation the jobs?
Yeah, you could flash it on the screen. I don't. I have it on a separate laptop.
Oh, the one you sent me?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let me. Guru Nation, we're gonna share because there's this myth that there's no jobs right now, but
Yeah,
there are.
through
And
our
Brandon,
internal referral network for this CRO, you can take a look at my LinkedIn page if you like, guys. Brandon Rodriguez, PharmD. Um,
Brandon's link is underneath and in the show notes if you're watching.
there's like 1,200 or 1,286 jobs right now that us CRAs could internally refer those seeking positions into our CRO, and so they exist. And I know it's hard to get your foot in the door. You have to beat the ATS system. You're not sure if you should get in contact with a hiring manager or a talent acquisition recruiter,
Mhm.
or maybe you can be a warm handoff from one CRA to another. I think the best thing to do is like network, um, call upon one of your CRA friends or medical monitor friends that work for the CRO you're trying to get into. It doesn't have to be the major, like what are the big 3? IQVIA, PPD, Icon. There's also Parexel. You can go to Syneos. There's MedPace. The LabCorp is now a CRO too. I see them running around all over the place. They're
Yep.
taking over. But they might have internal reference programs like this, where a CRA will get a small bonus. It could be $200. It could be more. It's nothing excessive, but
Right.
these are the positions that are available. And there's coordinator positions in Utah. There's research nurse,
I saw that.
California, site
And
engineer.
these are IQVIA. So when it's a coordinator, it means IQVIA has a site out there.
Yeah.
And we'll go through right now. So Utah, well, we'll go through it one by one. And then whenever you got to jump off, that's fine, Brandon.
Mhm.
Thank you for this, though. And if anyone's interested, hit up Brandon underneath. This is his LinkedIn's underneath. So
Mhm.
don't ask me about this stuff. I'm just reading.
And I decided to share this because we can, and it's supposed to be shared like, hey, if I have someone in my network and we have 500 plus connections, and I see someone that stands out and we're friends, maybe I used to work at a site with them, and I think they're ready to jump into a CRA position, and I see on this hot jobs list there is a CRA position, then
Yeah.
for sure I'm gonna contact them. And that's how that would work.
Have
Or
you seen CRA positions
there's no
recently?
CRA positions in this list.
Yeah.
There's like three, there's two entry level, a few mid level, and then the rest are like senior level,
Yeah.
which yeah, I
Senior
thought.
data team lead, senior strategic ops. But listen, during downtimes is when people usually upgrade their career.
Mhm,
Like consolidation leads to, hey, we're going to promote from within, right? It's a way for the companies to also save some money too, rather than stealing, for lack of a better word. They're going to call it attracting
mhm.
somebody from somewhere else. Um, so yeah, this is great. So global epidemiology. And Brandon, whenever you got to jump off, I know you got to go, but
Yeah,
this one,
and like
candidates must have advanced degree in epidemiology, master's required, PhD preferred. So this is for you PhDs out there. Finally, we get one where you have an advantage. So
that's
all
right.
you PhD, you think I'm making fun of you? I'm not. This is yours right here. Go for it. This is in
Mhm.
Canada though,
And you
which is good because the Canadians always complain we don't have jobs.
and you might have been in the clinical research space for like 15 years and been a site director and climbed all the way from research assistant, coordinator,
Wow.
lead coordinator. Now you're a site director, and you're still trying to, live the dream and get into that CRO position. Maybe that can be repurposed to like strategic operations director. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like, just because you never worked in a CRO space doesn't
Yeah.
mean everything that all the like, if Dan, if you wanted to come and become a senior operations director, they probably would let you. There'd be no question, right? Because you can.
There'd be questions, but yeah,
Yeah, maybe I'm being reductive, but like
yeah,
they'd be happy to have that conversation.
sure, absolutely. Never sell yourself short, guys
Right.
and gals.
But I
Senior
do,
strategic ops director. That's the next one.
and I'm gonna go now because I got a call in like a minute here. So
Brandon, thank you
thank you,
so
sir.
much, man. You're doing so much good. If you're interested in any of these, hit up Brandon. And look, he comes out with these every month. So hit him up in October. It's October already, but hit
Well,
him up. Hit him up.
yeah,
Tell him what's new, Brandon. Thank
have a
you,
good one.
Brandon. I appreciate it, man.
Yep. See you, man.
Have a good call. We'll go through these one by one. Strategic ops. This one, you guys, is in United States. So it's probably when you see that, it's probably remote because when they're not remote, they have specific cities. So senior strategic ops director and Alicia, shout out to Alicia. By the way, see you in Yuma soon? Question mark. He didn't want to say, but it's IQVIA. IQVIA. Brandon's a very good contact for everybody to get to know. And he, out of the blue, sent me this and said, "Hey, share it." Um, I thought it was really cool, especially in the narrative is, "Oh, no one's hiring." Well, as you can see, it's not true, and this is just one company. So, senior strategic ops director, 15 years in the pharmaceutical CRO or related industry, experience to include ClinOps, CRA, commercial, and/or alternative operational functional, business development, data management, project management, lab, preclinical. So really, I mean, Brandon was using this one as an example of like a site owner that could, or a site director. Um, because yeah, that would be related, right? And I've been in 20 years, so my weakness here, if I applied, would be because I have done ClinOps, CRA. You can argue I've done commercial and/or alternative operational functions. Biz dev, I do to this day, as of yesterday. Data management, project management, labs. I've done labs as a coordinator. I've overseen labs. So this one, I haven't done preclinical yet. Um, but never sell yourself short. Technology Solutions Sales Director, United States. needs predictive analytic experience, strong software as a service skill, selling in pharma, will not consider other industries, need to be a true sales hunter. So, anyone who sold software as a service, all you tech vendors out there, all the tech vendors that have been laying people off, well, the ones that have, there's a dichotomy there. Some are growing, some are imploding. All that experience does it matters, all of it. So this one would be great, and this is proof that further proof that the CROs are becoming tech companies as well. I mean, if they're not, then why is IKEVIA hiring software as a service skills selling if IKEVIA is not a tech company? Nurse. Here's a clinical research nurse on site, Riverside, California, my old neck of the woods. Fully on site position for a nurse. So, nurse could mean a lot of things, right? I'm assuming RN, but it doesn't say. So, if you're a CNA or a nursing assistant, I would still apply. Like, what do you have to lose? And a lot of times when you apply and you're not like, this happened a lot of times with people that I've interviewed already on the podcast. When you apply to something and let's say it's between you and like two other people, they may not offer you that particular position, but they might offer you another one that's not even on this list. Because remember, this list is just for their roles that are a little bit more difficult to recruit for. This is why they have standard referral bonus. Like they have other roles that they know, hey, we're either going to promote internally or if we find somebody really good for something else that we don't have a spot for them, we'll get them in this. So just apply. Here's one in Roy, Utah for a clinical research coordinator on site. Fully on site at a site in Utah. This CRC will be responsible for leading clinical trials at this site, which include recruiting and enrolling patients into trials, scheduling and conducting visits, gathering data, and entering data. I mean, it's CRC stuff. And it's funny how the CROs have sites. Um, Practice lead, federal government healthcare technology. Not my cup of tea, but for somebody out there, candidates must have 15 years of experience with federal government, 5 years in a consulting capacity, Department of Defense and Health and Human Services experience required. Department of Defense experience is more important. Good luck with that one. Spotfire data visualization programmer. I have no clue what this means, but previous experience required in generating dashboards using Spotfire tool. Again, you think these CROs are not tech companies disguised as CROs? Why are they designing stuff like this? Everything's tech now. Previous experience required in generating dashboards using the Spotfire tool. Software as a service programming skills required. Experience working with clinical trial data is required. Our programming skills are preferred. Well, there you go. No matter your background, there's something for you. Strategic solutions lead primarily requires evaluation of new digital health solutions with respiratory for connected devices market. So for those sites that do respiratory studies, they send you all kinds of devices. We just made a TikTok with our coordinator Luis being calibrating for one of these devices. You need experience using them, but they're always coming up with new digital health solutions apparently for these. So work in close collaboration with sponsors, biz dev, IT, delivery teams, therapeutic areas, leads, therapeutic, I don't know what COE is. The ideal candidate will be a SME in respiratory. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure what. I don't know how to work this page, but that maybe that's for you. Subai is the next one, mid-level provider. Shout out to Ashley Margot. She told me to make more content for mid-level providers like nurse practitioners, physicians assistants. I might actually do that. I brought my camera today, so I'm going to be at the clinic. I'm going to interview my NP business partner, Jaime Valles. Uh, I think you guys and gals are underrated in this regard. So look, IQVIA sees your value. Primarily requires evaluation of new digital health solutions. Wait, no. I have to get to. Wait, where is the sub by? I really need to see what the sub by one is doing. Let me see if I could close this. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to go old school and open it again because it's very important that I see what that says. And I've screwed up that template. I'm not at my work computer, so this is pages or numbers instead of Excel. I have Excel on my other computer. Tamara, how's it going? I've been struggling to get a CRC role, but Friday I have an interview for a health information specialist position and a RA interview with a pharmaceutical site. Look, really know, Tamara, really know the therapeutic area. So study those companies, both of them. The health information specialist, I'm assuming they're the same role. So study that company very well. Look at the therapeutic indications they are working on. Then you want to do a little bit of the understanding the disease states. So go to find a biotech that works on that therapeutic condition. So if it's atrial fibrillation, just Google atrial fibrillation and then the biotech company. Preferably like a small market cap that's trading on the stock market, but small, like under $1 billion market cap. Yes, that is small in that world. And go to their pipeline or go to their investors portal and look at their most recent presentations or company overview. They're going to get into the mechanism of action. They're going to get into the gold standard assessments for that condition. They're going to get into the current standard of therapy. You got to learn those three things, if nothing else, for each therapeutic area or medical condition. And then for the health information specialist, um, I would say understand again if there's a therapeutic area, really understand that well. And you're going to stand out more than other candidates if you just take the extra time to prepare yourself. Uh, Finally saw what the PA one is, so let me share it again because I screwed up that template really bad. Present. It's always positive to have one of these. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see. So the sub-investigator, mid-level provider, anywhere in the US, looking for a nurse practitioner or a physician assistant to conduct patient visits for trials. So they're going to do things like physicals. I already know because we employ them too. Site networks rely on NPs and PAs. Mid-level providers are the true like foot soldiers for these medical clinics or research sites. They're the ones in the trenches doing the heavy lifting. So they're probably going to do physicals, adverse events assessments, signing labs, everything a PI can do that you are allowed to do in your state that you're licensed in. Just a few more. Good morning, Heather. Functional service provider, principal biostatistician, early phase oncology. They don't put a description. Functional service provider, principal biostats for early phase clinic. So if you're biostats, get at it. Senior data team lead, remote roles, and engagement manager, commercial solutions and insights hub. 8 to 12 years of related experience, including consulting and life science industry experience, prior healthcare data experience, including working knowledge of physician and patient claims, IQVIA data preferred. So there you go. That's just one company for this month. It's not like a hiring extravaganza, right? Tamara says it's two different interviews, two different companies. The health information specialist roles for a pediatric hospital, and the RA roles for a small site. I hope you get the RA role at the small site. I might be biased, but I think you're gonna be able to build your career quicker and you'll have more fun, provided that it's a good ownership group at the small site. The smaller the clinics, it's not like they're all run by saints, because you can get in at a small clinic that is really toxic as well. So it's a double-edged sword. But if you hit the right one, you're gonna grow your career a lot quicker. The hospitals, I mean, if you can't get anything else, take that one. It's just slower growth, I think, because look how specialized you are. They're information specialist versus research assistant, which really means, hey, Tamara, we want you to be a coordinator in 3 months, 6 months, but we're gonna start you out as a research assistant. So, uh, if neurology or oncology, if that's what they do at those sites, you need to study neurology. Look at epilepsy, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis. If you are in oncology, there's a lot. There's no shortage of oncology. Look at something like a day one pharma. Dawn is the stock symbol. I mean, oncology, you can find so many. You need to find out what kind of oncology if they're doing that. But good luck. I think you'll do well. Mary says, I agree with you, Dan. Research assistant on a small site affords so many valuable learning opportunities for somebody pivoting into research. Absolutely. And Jason says, good point. Look, thank you guys. If there's more questions or if somebody wants to be on, let's see if anyone messaged me. I'll send you the link. But if not, then I will just end it because I have to get ready. But it was really cool for Brandon to get on this morning and be a light in the darkness. So nobody messaged me yet. If you want to jump on, I'll send you the link. Tamara, good luck. And now you know Guru Nation's behind you. The force, un the untapped consciousness of Guru Nation. And you're gonna have to let me know how it goes Friday. And then ideally next week, because now I'll be curious. So you gotta message me how it went. And when you get hired, it'd be nice to do a podcast. And I know you got it. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. If that's it, we will end this stream, Guru Nation. Have a good Thursday. I got to get to the site. Good luck with these roles. Again, if you're interested in any of these jobs, hit up Brandon. I'll put his LinkedIn. I'll tag him on LinkedIn. And when you're watching on YouTube, I'll put his LinkedIn underneath the video. Bye bye. Good luck, Tamara. You got this. Let me know how it goes. Bye bye.